Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to drop a like on the video, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and it helps me gain some traction on this platform. So today, could this be my first controversial video? I hope not. We're gonna talk about added sugar. It's something that comes up a lot with my clients, so I thought it'd be a great topic to touch on. So let's get right into it. Health experts suggest that we take in no more than 10% of our total daily calories from added sugar. So what does that look like? For a 2,000 calorie diet, that's gonna be about 200 calories. You can see right off the hop, there's gonna be some variance here for each person, depending on what their energy requirement looks like for the day. What are we talking about when we talk about added sugars? We're looking at things like brown sugar, dextrose, cane juice, not the naturally occurring sugars that you find in things like fruit. So your strawberries, your bananas, your pineapple. This is not a video that is designed to tell you to stop eating fruit, so don't do that. So what are some of the issues that come up with added sugars? Well, first and foremost, it's just an overconsumption issue, really. So the average person is taking in 3 times the recommended amount. That's a little bit of an issue. Now, I know that most people are thinking, well, I'm not standing over my sugar jar and just spooning in tablespoons of sugar. And you're right, that's really not what's happening here. And I think that's where there's definitely some nuance in the conversation. So first and foremost, added sugars have no nutrients. So there's no nutritional value to those added sugars. So that's one of the issues with the overconsumption. The other thing is we tend to overconsume Blisspoint foods. Now this is where it gets a little bit more nuanced, as I was mentioning. So when we talk about added sugars, we're going to find them in those Blisspoint foods. So we're gonna find them in things like donuts, cereal, delicious breads, pastas. Basically think of your more processed foods, your more refined foods. So this is where reading labels can be really helpful. It's not realistic to expect that people not have any added sugars in their diet. In fact, I find that the recommendations are sometimes challenging if you are starting to read those labels of like the cereal or the granola that you have in the morning. Perhaps you have a little bit of chocolate in your day. It can be anything. It's pretty much anything that you can think of. There's an opportunity to add a little bit of sugar. So it does add up over the day. So my suggestions are really to, as much as possible, try to build your meals from, whole food. So a whole food based diet, targeting about 80% is really a great start. And then just start paying attention to your labels. Are there some opportunities for you to replace some of your choices with more whole food based options, right? I guess we'll come back to where it gets a little bit tricky is that we tend to overconsume, and studies support this, and I'll link to them in the video so you can check it out. We tend to just overconsume those hyperpalatable foods. So when we have goals of, say, weight loss or just maintaining a stable, healthy body weight, it can be tricky to do with some of those Blisspoint items. And so we're not just pulling in extra calories from these added sugars, it's actually all of the added fats that we're pulling in, or just the presence of fat where we pull in those extra calories, okay? So in summary, added sugars, we're all going to be taking in some added sugars in our diet. It's pretty much unavoidable unless you're kind of following that super crazy, strict paleo style eating, and that's a whole other video. We are going to see the presence of added sugars in our diet. We can make some more mindful choices. We can try to prioritize whole foods as much as possible, and then just get used to reading the labels, looking for those sort of keywords that I mentioned earlier in the video, and find out how much are we actually pulling in, and just try to get as close to the recommendation as possible, or maybe just move the dial in the direction. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Again, if you have any comments, any feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Again, please subscribe, please like my video. If you have any suggestions for videos that you would like to see and topics for me to discuss, please feel free to let me know. Thanks, guys.